Hello, beautiful ones, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you have had a lovely week. Thank you so much for joining me again here on my channel. If you are new here, my name is Leisha, and I have been documenting my personal leveling up journey. So I've been working on becoming a more elegant woman, becoming more feminine, and also affluent. So if you would like to follow along with my journey, please subscribe. I typically upload every Sunday. You can also go back and watch my playlist if you would like to see my journey from the very beginning. In this week's video, I wanted to share a list of my favorite podcasts with you. So these podcasts I think are really great for women who are leveling up, like I am working on myself. And I think that podcasts are just such a great resource for us to constantly be feeding our minds with something that is going to be positive, help us to stay motivated, and of course take action towards our goals. I listen to one of these podcasts every single day. It kind of depends on what I'm working on focusing on that week, or if I am in need of a certain boost that day for my mood. These will really help me to stay on track and stay focused. So I'm going to give you a brief summary of each and why I personally enjoy each podcast. Let's go ahead and get started. The first podcast I wanted to share with you is called The Brendon Show. It is hosted by Brendon Show, who is well known for his High Performance Habits book, but he is overall a really amazing leader and high performance coach. So he has worked with various athletes, Olympians even, celebrities, and sort of become like their life coach. And so he has so much content on his podcast that there's something for everyone. I really enjoy listening to Brendon for a lot of the personal development content that he creates and also the business content. My boss at work actually is the one who first introduced me to Brendon Show in the first place when I asked for some tips or just for some books that I should be looking at reading in order to help to grow my career. Brendon Show has a lot of, like I said, leadership topics for one. So if you are looking into stepping it up in your career, maybe moving to more of a management type of position, I think that Brendon Show will really be someone that you enjoy listening to. I also think that if you're working on becoming more motivated, even more healthy, and working on finding more energy in your day-to-day life, Brendon's energy is just contagious. And so I really enjoy not only listening to his voice, but he also has some YouTube videos as well. So if you're, again, looking for overall motivation, leadership, even business type of content, I recommend The Brendon Show to you. There are also some shorter episodes if you just need a little boost, or if you want to go for a longer walk or a longer workout. He also has some longer podcasts as well. Now I have another podcast I'd like to recommend to you that has a lady host. Her name is Kara Alwill, and the podcast is called Style Your Mind. I really enjoy listening to Style Your Mind, not only for the leadership, personal growth, and business content, but also because Kara puts in a twist of personal style and femininity to really many of the different episodes. So I'll share with you some of the titles that I really think might stand out to you if you are a feminine woman like me who is interested in leveling up. So she has one called Women, Work, and Worth with feminine leadership coach Kelly Lynn Adams. That one was really interesting. I really enjoy listening to her interview other women who are successful in living the life that I one day hope to live for myself. I also really enjoyed this episode called Fashion Evolution Through the Times, Self-Expression Through Style, The Power of Pink Hair, and More with fashion historian Joni Coyote. This really got me thinking about my style and experimenting with it a little bit. I think that as women, style is such an important part of our self-expression. And when working on leveling up, style is kind of the area that I think we all gravitate towards first in the way that we appear and look, which is important, but I love seeing how that plays into your ability to become a better person and improve yourself. So that's a really neat episode. So just wanted to give you a taste of Style Your Mind and share a little bit about why I really enjoy listening to Kara's podcast. Another podcast that I also listen to regularly is the Rich Dad Radio Show, which is hosted by Robert Kiyosaki, who is the author of the Rich Dad Poor Dad series of books. He typically discusses all kinds of topics around finance, economics, and investing especially. I think that, sometimes he does offer a darker take on what's going on in the world of finance, but I think that it's important to get multiple perspectives. Although I do like to have mostly a positive perspective on money and where the world is headed. Let's not just stick our heads in the sand here. So he has a lot of content that I think is educational. It might give you a different perspective or thought on these different topics when it comes to building wealth and building affluence. There was actually a series that I thought was very helpful to me, which was about taxes. So taxes in 2021, there's a lot of things that change with our taxes, I think, almost every year. And there was also some really interesting real estate content as well. So I'm working on educating myself on real estate investing. Robert also discusses Bitcoin and cryptocurrency a lot. So how can you use Bitcoin and even gold and other assets to build your wealth in these interesting financial times that we're living in? So I do recommend, if you're working towards building wealth and becoming more affluent, the Rich Dad Radio Show is pretty much a must listen for me. Now back over to the ladies. Another podcast I have really been enjoying lately is called Affirmation Babe. It's not your typical podcast though, where it's a talk show with interviews. This is a really short form podcast where you listen to various affirmations. So I'll give you an example of some of the episodes that you can literally just pop in for about 5 to 6 minutes each morning. So if you're short on time, but you're trying to get in your daily mindset routine, a little bit of positivity, and working on building some affirmations, this is just so clutch. I really have enjoyed it. So there's one called Overcoming Scarcity Mindset and Moving Toward Abundance Affirmations. There are affirmations for self-forgiveness and moving on. Some other affirmations that she has include overcoming fear of failure affirmations. There are just so many. There's so many for a lot of different things. Affirmations to attract your dream life. So I really recommend taking a listen to Affirmation Babe, even though it's not a long form type of podcast and it's very short. These have been just so enjoyable to me in the past few weeks. And last but not least, I wanted to share with you the Mind Body Green podcast, which has a lot of different health topics. There's even an episode on a holistic plastic surgeon's tips for youthful skin without plastic surgery. So I highly recommend listening to the Mind Body Green podcast. I used to be a really big fan of reading their blog back several years ago, but the podcast is such a great way, especially if you're in the gym and you're working on staying motivated to get through your workout. It's generally a lot of health topics, and so it's been very helpful to me to stay focused on my health and to continue to stay motivated in that area. And there you have it. Hopefully those are some podcasts that you may be interested in adding to your weekly rotation. I really appreciate you watching and joining me for this week's video on my leveling up journey. I'm wishing you the best and all the success with yours. If you have not caught up with me in one of these videos here on the screen, please do. I will see you there. And again, comment down below if you have some other podcasts that you're really loving and thinking that some other ladies who are leveling up would benefit from listening to as well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.